Perfect Turd Podcast, episode 216, Lamar Monsternado.
So we combined monsters and a tornado. It's not Sharknado.
Right?
This
Can't
is
do that.
different. We
It's a
can't.
completely
Well,
different company.
they've diversified the monsters that are in their tropical storm, Joe.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if a tornado is a tropical storm. Whatever.
Storm system of some kind, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
A weather phenomena.
Yes.
Well, Lamar, let's start like we always start. What did we think of the story?
I guess this tornado found a way to get like prehistoric creatures in it.
They never quite explained that, right?
I feel like they explained it, but not well. That was the problem. Because there's this scientist, Matt, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I've been studying this for 20 years," but he can't explain it at all. He talks to a general. He's talking to FEMA. No one believes him, and then it hits. He has to hold up in a hotel. Which, by the way, at the same time, there was a group of
It's a FBI agent and two
FBI
Interpol
agents and two Interpol agents that were setting up a human trafficker. And so, they have to fight off the beasts as they come into the hotel.
Well, what'd you think?
I mean, I almost wish, how do I say this? Because, okay, I did like the idea that they were just like some random FBI and Interpol agents and shit like that. But I don't know, the film meanders too much.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know. Did they ever really band together and stuff like that to fight off and all that kind of stuff?
They sure did. That was the thing that I was worried about at the beginning of the movie. I thought they were going to tell two separate sets of stories.
They didn't do that.
And when they finally merged them in the hotel, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. I like the concept of the Monsternado. It's not original, but I like it.
We know that. Yeah, but I guess I wanted to be a little bit more focused. Just a little bit.
So what are you giving it?
I give it a half point.
Ooh, I'm giving it 1 point because I did enjoy it.
It is a nice concept.
Yeah, and I didn't feel like it meandered. It had its slow moments, but those were like exposition dumps. So.
That's probably what it was. It's just get on to it. I want to see the monsters in the freaking Monsternado.
Yeah, well, we'll get on to it with our next category, which is what did we think of the characters?
I thought the characters were cool.
Yeah.
I did like I said, the trio of women. They were trying to take this guy down. And then even though Matt was a little annoying, he had a goal and stuff like that. Then you had the security guard and stuff like that. And you had the hotel staff. And then you had Matt's roommate.
Yeah.
I wish they would have did more with him because he was kind of funny. He was kind of like just this goofball, but he ends up being a hero.
He does.
Yes.
I liked all the characters. They did make them different.
Yes.
And the FBI agent and Interpol agent, one of which was a woman that we've seen before in other movies, May Kelly, this time not in the woods somewhere.
She's in a hotel.
But she was drinking, which is another trend in the movie.
Is that a trend of hers?
I
thought
think
she
so.
only drank in one. Oh, yeah, she did drink another.
Another thing that I liked was even there were some characters that I thought were going to be kind of mundane throwaway characters, and then they would give them like a little bit of a twist. So I like the characters. I'm giving it 1 point for characters.
Agreed.
Our next category, Lamar, is what everyone's been wanting to know about: special effects.
Yeah, I mean, with B movies, they do the best they can. And I think with this movie, okay, the effects aren't great, but there were some funny parts,
right,
with the effects and stuff like that. I mean, because we'll get into creatures later, but let's just say the way people died, it was I will give them that.
I think with this movie, much like Sharknado, you judge it on the scale of how funny was it. Was it so bad that it's good? That's the way I'm judging it, at least. But what about you? What are you giving it?
I will say this. I feel like it was just the pacing. I wish there was more. But I will be generous and give them because there were some times where I was just busting out laughing when people
Yeah,
died.
I agree. 1 point for me too. Same reason. I'd just be
Yeah.
watching it, and then all of a sudden it'd be like something. I would start laughing. So
Yes.
yeah. Our next category is what did we think of the creatures?
Well, let's go down the list. They had an octopus, they had an alligator, they had spiders.
Right.
What else? I know. Oh, they had pterodactyls.
Pterodactyls, and then some other creatures that I wasn't really sure what they were. Wasn't there a creature that it almost looked like the Stranger Things creature?
Yeah, they was trying to break into the hotel. I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
that was. Maybe it's some ancient dinosaur or something like that that we don't know about or something. I don't know. Or maybe it's just made up.
It seemed like it, and that goes to the what we were saying before about like the explanation wasn't the greatest. It's like, well, first of all, okay, the storm kicked up. Now, how did it pick up prehistoric creatures or creatures that didn't exist and nobody knew about ever? Like,
And they lived because the
right.
pterodactyls.
Exactly. Why are they alive? Like what were there any creatures that you thought should have been in there that weren't?
I was waiting because it's on the poster, Joe. Uh, I thought we were gonna see like a Tyrannosaurus Rex just like
A
drop from the
T-Rex,
sky.
maybe some
Yes.
kind of King Kong creature would have been good.
They had sharks, which were on land, but they broke through
They
walls.
walk through the walls.
For some reason.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh boy.
there was like anacondas.
There was, yes.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they were making shit up, they might as well have thrown in like some werewolves or something, right? Like they should have taken all the creatures from the monster movies or whatever and put it in there.
Yeah.
Hmm. What are you
Uh-oh.
giving it for creatures?
I'll give it a 1. What about
One,
you?
I'm giving it a half point. I thought the
Mm.
creatures themselves were a little bit lackluster.
Okay. Okay.
Our final category, though, Lamar, and now we know that Sharknado has a whole bunch of movies, probably 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah.
Do we want to see more Monsternado movies?
If they go bigger, I want to see the scene where you see the tornado and
Mm-hmm.
then a Tyrannosaurus Rex either like jumps out or drops or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe some raptors, maybe even what is it? A mastodon just comes running out or something like that.
Yeah, it almost seems like if I would want to see another one, but they're going to have to, you know, take it up a notch with some better creatures and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. Like you said, T Rex would be cool.
Saber-toothed tiger. You know what they
Yeah,
need
that'd
to
be
watch?
cool.
They need to watch Jurassic Games.
Yes.
We reviewed that a long time ago, and they had some of the best, like, dinosaurs and animals from that era, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely have to like be a little bit more imaginative with it or
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
So, what do you give it for sequel?
I would want to see it. I give it a 1.
Yeah, I agree. 1 point is good.
Yes.
Well, Lamar, we tallied the score, and Monsternado gets a 4.5 out of 5.
It was a decent watch, a little slow at times and stuff like that. But I will say this concept they did flesh out. Like they didn't just, like you just see the Monsternado one time and then you don't see any animals for like a freaking hour or some crap like that. Like
Yeah.
it had something.
What if they can't contain the Monsternado, Lamar, so they send it back in time? Because they know if they send it back in time, there's one man that can capture all the monsters. Noah. So now Noah has to capture all the monsters from the Monsternado, put them all on one boat, and then he's got to blow up the boat. We send them explosives from the future.
Well, I thought Noah just got 2 of every animal. I didn't think
Right.
he hunted them.
Well, he's obviously an expert at rounding up creatures, Lamar.
Yeah, but you didn't have to round up a freaking like a huge octopus
Well,
or
that
something like that.
right, that's part of the challenge. It's called the
Hmm.
hero's journey for a reason, Lamar.
I don't know. I thought you were gonna say like Beastmaster or something like that. I don't
No,
know.
the Beastmaster's not in the past. We have to send it back in time.
See, I thought you were gonna go the other way, where it was explained that this phenomena happened and it like skipped through
Yeah,
time.
because Noah fucked up and he ended up with too many
Now,
animals.
see, I would see that movie. I would believe that.
Okay, Jesus.
That's when I liked Noah effed up, and the tornado comes, and then it like goes through time, and then it just blows out all of these crazy animals. I like that one.
And then Noah comes back to the future and he's trying to warn everybody. He's like, listen, I messed up in the past. And now no one believes him. So he has to round up some like priests and
why priests?
like in Indiana Jones, the guys that guard stuff, like
those were the knights.
The knights or whatever.
Why don't they just go find scientists?
Scientists don't know shit about rounding up animals.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what about
zookeepers?
Yeah, you can get some of those.
Or like poachers or something like that.
Yeah, like a ragtag group of guys like that.
That's a good one. Yes. Okay. So Noah tries to round up all the animals. A big tornado comes. He is flown into the future, and so are all these animals. And it's going to mess up the time continuum if he doesn't round up all these animals. So he has to go into the future, maybe meet, I don't know, his ancestor or something like that. And she just happens to be into animals. And so she's like, well, if we're going to do this, we're going to have to get the best of the best animal hunters.
Then we
Monsternado.
Got to have one guy that like kind of looks like Steve Irwin or something like that.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
There you go. Well,
yep.
Does that wrap this up then, Lamar?
It does.
Monsternado. Peace.
Deuces.